Hi.
Hey.
Haj, welcome to Berlin and Super Booth.
Yes.
Your first Super Booth? Or?
No, my first as a baker, and I was here in 2019 as a punter. So it's totally surreal to be back doing a thing here, which is like the mecca of people who do things that are interesting and fun. So yeah, honoured, humbled, exhausted, and excited to show you Play Fader.
Fantastic. Should we dive in and have a look?
Yeah, let's get in there. Come on then. Alright. So, for those of you who've never seen Play Fader before, it's a 2-channel CV and MIDI sequencer and looper. And each channel is defined by a fader, which controls your voltage level, and a play button that enters your gate. And so it's simply like playing a piano, going top to bottom is like going left to right on a piano, and then you can strike the key with that button. And if you turn the volume up, we'll hear that shortly. So you can hear got a lot of delay going on there. And what we also have is what we call ratchets. So you can hear that if I hold this, it's repeating, right? Which can be quite handy when you're playing along to a groove. But you can also, when you hold time menu, go down to unquantized. And that allows you to just play more like a natural piano.
So it's a little bit like the note repeat thing on an MPC.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a ratchet. And you can play all of this stuff live. So before I get into any detail, I'll just tell you that most of this interface is really designed around you jamming live. It's not a set and forget, it's not a programmable thing. Your top row is essentially your settings, modifiers, and all the kind of menus. And then the bottom row is where you action stuff. This is where you punch stuff in, where you jam along. And what that means is you've got a really nice kind of safe area to kind of make your settings along the top, and nothing, you can make the changes with your faders, but nothing gets activated until you either let go or press one of the play keys. So that's a fundamental premise of how we've made it kind of fun to play, but also kind of safe and intuitive, because there are a lot of combos.
You can like try an idea and then drop it in.
Exactly that, right? So right now, I pull the faders to the bottom. When we pull the faders to the bottom, the display, when there is stuff in the buffer, is going to half dim and show you the content. So at the moment there's nothing in, but if I hold loop and press play, you can now see as I park it at the bottom, the notes I've just entered are showing back. And recording is as simple as just holding loop, moving the fader somewhere, and pressing play. But I haven't auditioned that, so before I record it, I want to audition it. I like that. Let's try that. Right. And you can get much more fluid, right? So if I get fluid with the loop button now, I'll show you how I can just keep adding stuff, and I'm going to jump into time and I'm going to change those ratchets on the fly, okay? So bear with me. So I've just created a really complex rhythm there by adding different ratchets and punching it in and out. It's quite busy, but I can also punch notes out and punch in a sort of like clear way, like momentary clear. And relating again to the safe zone, press clear, nothing's deleted until I press play, and it's momentary. And if I want to clear the whole pattern, clear loop, and the screen handily tells me, do you want to clear? And I go, hell yeah, let's get rid of that. And it's gone, clear. And I can start again. So the screen is very communicative. It wants to talk to you, it wants to tell you where you are. Look, there's nothing there, so that's not a combo. That's a combo, and it's telling me that that's you come to recognize that's the user scale set, right? And so the top row really is helpful to get you around, because there's a lot of settings that you can play with, because it's designed to be like that. So I'm going to get a beat going and have a little jam. Right?
Yeah, sounds good. I noticed the display is kind of in with the sort of retro look of the thing. Is that VFD? Like the older Speak and Spell style?
Yeah, I mean, I had a Speak and Spell, and I mean, it was definitely, it was a good choice on a number of reasons. It was a good choice because it kind of forces you to work with what you've got. There's limitations, so you don't have a big OLED screen that you're trying to do lots of different things with. It's quite fundamental communication. It's quite a simple thing, but it's also really kind of emotive. Like we're used to seeing information on those screens. I am anyway for a long time. So yeah, it's really nice, and we just really love the challenge of trying to make a device that's just talking back to you with quite a basic display. That's also the wrong direction if you think about it. It's 90 degrees, and a lot of the communication's like vertically. But your brain absolutely, the first time you see it, it reads it, and it allows it to kind of have this really cool space dynamics. At the moment you just see notes, right? But then you can do nice things, right, with the scale menu. One of the things about the voltage with this is it's really flexible how you can condition it. So you can quantize it. At the moment it's set to user scale. You see that's flashing, that's what we call soft takeover. So I move and then pick that up. And now about scale, I can have chromatic, major, minor, and user, and that will show me the notes like we have. But then you've got 2, 3, 5, and 8 volts smooth voltage, which then allows you to do modulation duties, right? And if I let go,
this new direct CVs.
Yeah, absolutely. CV and CC, right? Because everything you're doing with CV and gate is mirrored all the time via MIDI, and you can split each channel on separate MIDI channels, so you could actually control two Eurorack points, or two. Actually, the voltage can be either Buchla scale, Eurorack, or Hertz per volt. So you can have a music easel being controlled by channel A Eurorack played on channel B, and then 2 MIDI synths playing through MIDI as well. So you can actually get to like having 4 voices and a whole bunch of fun with this.
A very versatile little box.
Yeah,
really opens it up as well.
Yeah, we wanted to make something that if you go and take the time to learn it, you're going to have a lot of fun playing it, but it's also going to give you access to play, like, I would say like 80% of synthesizers in the world, maybe currently available. Of course, vintage synthesizers, tricky, voltage boosts, S-Trigs, and you can get conditions for that stuff. But Eurorack, Buchla, Hertz per volt, MIDI, and so plug into your laptop. The power cable it comes with is a ripcord, and you can power Play Fader from your iPhone if you want. It's only 40 milliamps, and that cable just sets you free. And so if you think of MIDI into your iPhone or a USB-C hub, the cable, it's like ridiculously portable.
It's interesting that you mentioned the power cord that comes with it. So, I mean, you're a new company, this is your first product, and you're working with other small companies.
Right? So Highvolt's really awesome in being able to help me figure out a solution, because I didn't want to deliver a power brick. Like, I didn't want to ship another power brick. I didn't want to put a battery in, because sustainability is really important about Play Fader, actually, and I'll come to that. The battery is really important. We didn't want to put a battery in. Everyone has a power bank somewhere, or you have a phone, it's got a battery. So the ripcord allowed us to kind of like just set it a bit free and like give people a choice to power it from anywhere without really putting another power bank out there, or a power brick, and another 9 volt, because it's 9 volt guitar pedal power supply, right? Standard center negative, but it's only 40 milliamps, so tiny amount of power. So yeah, it sets you free. And then to go on with the sustainability piece, the yellow part, or black if you choose the black model, is recycled plastic. We don't want to make a product that is. Ideally, we want to make something that's taking as few resources as possible, right? And in any way we can. So having the recycled plastic is super important. The firmware that we're looking to work on, we're looking to create more functionality all the time. And we're committed to working with one device rather than having you buy multiple devices that could essentially kind of be in the same device, right? So we've got you do see this in some sense as just an interface, right? With 2 faders and 8 buttons and 4 assignable CV outputs. So we could have 4 Euclidean gate outputs and have a drum sequencer. We could have 3 CV and an envelope output and have a bigger chords sequencer player. and we want to do that with this, not sell another product. We want to be sustainable. Always one. So yeah, the battery, the case, our approach, philosophy to software, and also repairability, right? You know, it's an acrylic display. We're working with a company that will be giving us a recycled acrylic in the future. But if that cracks, we can replace it really simply and cheaply for you. It's not about having expensive components that become so precious that you don't take it out and play it, right? And it's supposed to go in your backpack. It comes with this, and it's designed. This is so tough. This is not going to damage when it's just like, think about it. Chuck it in your backpack, go to your friend's house. Oh, they've got a spoonful that you've wanted to play with for ages. Plug it in. Or they've got a mini synth that they're just raving about. Plug it in, have a jam. In America, but then have it to a studio and just like have something next to the stuff you're programming. The overlay modulation. No, or you said it by overall, we want to make it really portable, really durable, and take as few resources as possible. So
very, very commendable. Now, you guys are developing this out of Brighton, isn't it? And you're working with someone.
Sorry.
You're working with somebody who's quite familiar to people in the Euro community.
Well, so yeah, I mean, I'm talking about this as a Play All Day product, but it's very much a 64 pixels product as well, which is Jason Hotchkiss. Jason's the engineering coding on this, and he's a great guy, he's a very smart guy. In addition to the distillation of a lot of his best products, there's so much of Noodlebox in here, there's so much of how he sees MIDI functionality, interface design. This approach I was talking about, the top row being a menu, but it's safe, browse around. That's Jason's bit of genius. He came up with another bit of genius. It took me a week before we ship, which we call window latch. No one wants to hold combo buttons down for long in the heat of performance, but you want to find out what it is, so you do it. That's a combo. If you want to play with the time menu now, you just double tap latch, and that window now locks. So you're free to hand, and you can play with the time divisions of both channels with both hands. So window latch, so
you can latch yourself into a particular menu and then drop out.
Yeah, and like with the fun menu, the fun mode which modifies your sequences. So if that's a pattern. If I hold the fun button, that gives me access to a fun effect. At the moment it's set on sustain, which has two parameters. But essentially that effect doesn't take effect until I press play. Now, I don't want to always hold fun, so I'll tap latch. So things like that from Jason Hotchkiss and 64 pixels far exceeded the idea I went to him with. And I think this is a fantastic product that could only have happened with Jason. I feel grateful that I was able to help him shape this in a way, because even though I went to him with an idea, this is way beyond what I had in mind. I think we've got something special that
it's really nice. Really nice unit. It just sort of encourages literally to play with it. That's what I love. Are these now? Are these shipping now? Are these available now?
Yeah, they are. They're available, and they're €399. They ship from the EU. Also with a couple of retailers as well, Signal Sounds and Elevate Sounds. So check them out. They're better for you. Please go and support them. They're also retailers, and they supported us to get here. So yeah. And also, the one thing I would say is, everyone who buys one from our first batch, you get a free tutorial with probably me. It will be me. Half an hour probably, but most have gone longer, and it's been amazing. Everyone that I've had a one-to-one with, I know they've come away with something, but I've come away with so much, and really excited about doing that. So that's for anyone who buys one from the first batch, wherever you buy it.
That's great stuff. Thank you, Haj, and good luck with it.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Have a great Super Bowl.